All right, y'all. I'm clocked back in for another cozy day at StudioWM. So today I had, not too bad of a day as far as to-do list things. Usually the very first thing I do when I get clocked into studio is check emails. Oh my gosh, hella emails every single day. And then I start sewing and get into it. But also first snacks. Shout out to having an air fryer in studio because the French toast sticks really just hit at that point. So it's September, and at the end of this month, WM will be celebrating 10 years in business. And so I wanted to do a special project, a special wearable that really commemorates my time in business, just my achievements in business and as an artist, as a creative. So I'm working on a piece right now. So I did my half scale earlier in the week, and that worked out. It turned out really cute. And so I'm doing a half of a sample. I like to do a half scale first to kind of work out any kinks, any design issues that I think about, and then do a half of a sample because I don't have a lot of fabric to waste and I don't have a lot of time to waste. So this just allows me to see it in life size and be able to work out those kinks. And also it gives me a better idea when I'm finalizing my fabric choices. I pretty much order fabric online. I know that scares a lot of people, but ordering fabric online is not bad. You just got to kind of really check those key notes. The biggest thing for me is always going to be the thickness of the fabric, which is always measured in millimeters, and also the GSM. So the GSM, the grams per square meter. Is that it? Child, I've been out of school for a minute, but I always check that. Just the weight of the fabric, and how everything is going to turn out. So I got to a certain point on Thursday, so that Friday I was working on my sleeve. I knew I wanted an elaborate sleeve. I wanted a bishop sleeve. I wanted a drop bishop sleeve, to be exact. I hadn't done a bishop sleeve in a while. Now, I know I did a leg of mutton sleeve on something not too long ago, so it's kind of the same process. It's the same kind of sleeve, really. And shout out to Mood Fabrics, designers, students, whoever. If y'all are unsure about certain techniques, check out Mood Fabrics resources because they come in clutch. There was a DIY tutorial for bishop sleeves on there, and I just kind of double checked myself, wanted to make sure I was on the right path, and I was, thank goodness. But when you're kind of a mix of self-taught and formally trained with sewing, sometimes you kind of are like, did I just make this up, or am I making this harder for myself? And I was making it harder than what it needed to be. So I genuinely appreciate that tutorial. Other than that, my studio is coming together really, really well. I got some slat walls put in above this sewing desk that has my brother Serger and my Bernina. So this is, Nina the Bernina, that's my old faithful child. I have had her since I graduated from college. I'll never get rid of her. That was a graduation gift from my parents. That is a Bernina Aurora 430. Child, sewing technology has definitely changed and upgraded since then, but she keep on ticking. I'ma keep on stitching, okay? Right next to her is my brother 1034 DX serger, just a little basic home sewing serger, but honestly, that thing is a workhorse. We gets down on there, and sometimes, no shade, I prefer working on that rather than my Juki, because behind me is my industrial Juki serger, and then what you can see in the frame is my Juki cover stitch. Now the cover stitch is my girl. We get down because I do a lot of knit stuff too. A lot of knits, a lot of stretches over here at WM. But I'm really proud of what's been happening here so far this year. I'm really happy with how the studio is coming out. I do need more lighting. So right now, the lighting that I have, there's no overhead lights on at all. It's just kind of all of my plug-in lights. And I like kind of being in that low lighting when I know what I need to do. I know my steps, and I can just sit and I can sew and I can enjoy some music or some TV. That day I was watching a movie on my TV. I do have a TV in studio. I'm not gonna lie to you, it helps some days, because some days it's like I can't settle and focus. I need a TV. Okay, we're gonna turn something on that TV. So, and don't mind me chewing my tongue. Yep, there she go. I've been doing that since I was a baby. My parents thought that I would grow out of it by now, but I haven't. It helps me concentrate. It helps me multitask, because whenever I'm doing that, I'm usually thinking about what's like the next 10 steps after I get done with what I'm done with. Who are my earrings by? Child. Exalting in Beauty. Aaliyah, what's up, girl? Yeah, I have a pair of earrings on by Exalting in Beauty. I love the primary palettes. I've had these for a couple of years too. They've held up very well. They're very light, very cute. Shout out to Aaliyah, my sister, my Joanne Grant sister. She was a fellow Minority Creative Grant Award winner back in 2020, along with me and 18 other talented Black women creatives. So that was just like a very cool point in time. And honestly, shoot, one of the big things that helped me get to how far I am right now, I will forever be indebted. For real, for real. Shout out to Joanne. I appreciate y'all. Whenever I'm making a muslin, sometimes I have enough muslin, sometimes I don't. So we just gonna use whatever we got. So you'll see, like, by the time I get done with this sample, it's like a mix of 3 different fabrics. But I really just like, okay, I haven't used this in a while. Let's go ahead and throw this in there. Haven't used that in a while. Go ahead and use that. My bolts are getting low. It's time for a restock though. But it's getting to that time of the year where it's like, okay, I gotta kind of sit down and decide what I need to re-up on. Because, yeah. So, yep, back to drafting that sleeve. So I got my shape. It's a very unique shape, but it's a very unique jacket. And I needed to make a double, because basically you're cutting and slashing to create that drape that makes the bishop sleeve. I will say, I wonder why it's called the bishop sleeve. Let's look that up right quick. Who came up with that name? Hold on. We're about to look this up. Bishop sleeve history. Literally typing this into Google right now. Bishop sleeves, named after the sleeves seen on a traditional bishop's rochette. It was first used in the 6th century Byzantine dress, but became more common at the dawn of the 19th century, with the full bishop sleeve becoming popular in the 1850s and a smaller version being preferred in the 1890s. The more you know. Of course, bishop is in the name. I figured it had something to do with an actual bishop, but I didn't know all this extra history that came in between it. Okay. So what's the difference? Okay. Now, hold on. Difference between leg of mutton sleeve and bishop sleeve. What's the difference, child? Nobody's giving it to me. Oh, the leg of, that's right. The fullness is all the way throughout a bishop sleeve, all the way down to that cuff, whereas the leg of mutton, the fullness is at like the top 3/4 of the sleeve, and then it tapers in tight at the wrist. That's right. Okay, I kind of forgot about that. Honestly, I would love to one of these days, when I just have like a lot of time, where I could just sit and do like a new round of like sample binders, especially since I have that half scale dress form. Just make like sleeve muslins, pocket muslins, just try some different techniques, because you really can never know enough about sewing. I promise y'all, sewing is one of those things where once you have mastered one skill, baby, it's about 20,000 more to learn. And sewing has so many genres within it. I mean, couture sewing, menswear sewing, tailoring, upholstery, home decor sewing, making shoes, making bags. They all they kind of all have the same starting place, but they all have such specialized techniques that it's like you'll never know everything. You'll just never know everything. So what's funny is the paper that I'm using, I had printed out a jumpsuit pattern that I drafted and had digitized and graded, and FedEx print, shout out to FedEx print, because that's where I get my patterns printed very cheaply, but I messed up and submitted the same size twice, so I ended up with like too much of one size. So we're using the scraps of that, to do our drafting. No biggie. But I will say I've never been one to use like pattern paper technically. First of all, I feel like it costs too much. Let's just be real. Second of all, that's just like one more thing to keep up with. So you'll see what I'm using now in a second. Shout out to my friend Marette Cisner. She is another designer and contract sewist here in the Kansas City, Missouri area. We worked on my Kansas City Royals project together. She did a lot of the sewing for me. And there was a lot of points where I was kind of like designing and drafting at the same time. She was also like helping me get my patterns and stuff cleaned up. But she showed me there's like grid interfacing. Boom, right here. I'm pretty sure this is a Pellon brand, but it's 1-inch grid. It's interfacing. It's non-fusible. And it is so nice to draft with. The measurements make more sense. I just feel like the lines are a lot cleaner and the flexibility is there, because after I get done with a piece, it's way easier for me to hack it because of the flexibility of that interface. And also I can take, like, let's just say for instance, I was like feeling a little wavy about like how that sleeve turned out. Instead of me cutting it out of more fabric, I could, stitch that up, pin it, or even just pin it to that piece and make sure it works out. So I haven't changed my ways. And Joanne always run a good 50% off sale on interfacing, so I'll go ahead and get me a bolt. This video is not sponsored, by the way, but I'm just telling y'all what I be doing with my studio practice. So yeah, other than that, we just about to try this on. Look at my dress form, child. My poor dress form. She is tatted up. She got dye stains, paint stains on her. I've had this dress form for quite a while. I found her on Craigslist back when you could actually find like a good deal and something of substance on Craigslist. Okay, I'm aging myself. I would love to get a couple of more pro forms. I would love to get a plus pro form that's full body. Child, they are so expensive. Why are they so expensive? Please work on the price. I just feel like it don't have to be that expensive no more. But yeah, so I'm just trying it on here, getting some adjustments, seeing if I'm liking how it lays, how it does the thing. Yeah, I like my blue wall. It's really, really fly, I think. So this will be the base. That wall color will be the base of my mural. And I'm hoping that I can get a logo neon sign made like out of hot pink. How fly would that be? I think that would be real, real cute. So yeah, other than that, let's see what else is going on here. So yeah, see what I mean when I say I need some more lights, because where my blue wall is at, I do need more overhead lights, I will say. But at the same time, it kind of always feels like you can't have enough lighting in an art studio. But I definitely need to get some more overhead lights and then some more plug-in lights. But we're trugging along. I moved in June. I still have like a couple of boxes that still need to be unpacked. But that's the life of just being a fashionpreneur, dog. I'm telling you, you really just got to do what you can when you can. So I'm really excited though. It's kind of hard to believe that I'm about to be 10 years in business. At the same time, it feels like it's only been 10 years. It feels very forever. But it is forever, because it's like, while I've technically been in business for 10 years, I've been an artist my whole life. Okay, let's get into it. But it's such a feat to be able to be at this point, and I want to make sure that I celebrate it, because I have a very, 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 very bad habit of doing things that honestly are pretty major and moving right along, because to me, I'm like, okay, what's next? I check that off the to-do list. What's next? We got to keep moving. We got to keep pushing. And I want to celebrate. It's not every day. It is such a privilege to be a professional artist, to get up and decide that today I'm going to be creative. I had a dream about a jacket. I'm going to get up and I'm going to make that jacket no matter what. And I'm going to see it through. What a blessing. What a privilege. What an honor. And to be able to like actually sustain myself and sustain my business off of the random stuff that I just be dreaming up. When I tell y'all, I can't be, if I could be more thankful, I would, y'all. I'm telling you, it's just, I've been working towards this forever. So it's like, yeah, of course it's happening, and it's been happening. But at the same time, it's like, man, anything could have got me off my path. But when it's your life's purpose, it's just what you meant to do. It really is. I like this view too. Just being able to see like the mural, the cutting tables and everything. This is really my happy place. It's coming together. My art studio is my second home, so I want it to feel cozy. And right now we're only in the workroom, so I still have to show y'all my office and my dye room that I have as well. So at this new space, I've been able to kind of separate a little bit, separate my processes, and so that's been really nice for productivity, baby. It's not as distracting. But listen, if y'all hung on this long, thank you so much for watching and listening to me. And check back in, because on September 30th, that's the launch of 10, baby. We're gonna start 10 with some really fun projects, some fun look backs, and really get into the history of Whitney Manny. Can't wait to share with y'all.